Hi ECJs, I'm Petra, and of course I'm doing my esponse to the Multiliteracies project for this week. And I guess when we were first given this assignment, and pretty much throughout the whole subject, the whole sort of starting point for me was where to start. And much like some of everybody else's vodcasts, I was going through the same feelings of feeling a little bit dislocated and intimidated and perplexed by the whole idea of grappling with technologies. So I'd like to say thanks to everybody else's vodcasts that were talking about feeling a little bit out of our comfort zones. But something that gave me a handle into getting around all of this and getting over just the personal conflicts and feelings was the paperwork and discourse and the theory behind multiliteracies and moving into this new times and new age or era. So I enjoyed reading Luke and Elkin's work, and when they were discussing the fact that throughout history we have always been changing and modifying literate practices according to what was going on in the era or generation, for example industrialism and that sort of thing. So we've moved from things like the spoken text and form of communication into the written, and then of course we've looked at things like the invention of television and the media through film, and of course artwork as well. So all of those sorts of texts that we've had to then in a postmodernist sense, destruct and then reconstruct what our attitudes, our practices were, and how we based our learning and what we were going to teach ourselves and our children over the ages as well. So from there I got quite excited about the ideas about discussing the fact that all writing and literary systems, regardless of their forms, are technologies that will work towards inscribing messages and images for us anyway. And so here we are, computer technology isn't any different. So this new phase that we're going into is very interesting because it's just then an extension of the existing foundations that we've already got, and a lot of your vodcasts also spoke about the fact that it's going to continue to be important for us as teachers to always teach some of the basics in terms of symbolic and coded written text and that sort of thing. And I think it was Penny that was talking about looking at schools where the kids were making their PowerPoints and focusing more on the look and the image of their PowerPoints as opposed to the spelling and the correct grammar that they were putting into the information on their PowerPoints. And I remember on my first teaching rounds, the grade 4s were having a buddy system with the preps, and on their PowerPoints they had to first plan and write down their ideas for their PowerPoints and draft and edit before they could go to the computer to work on the computer on their PowerPoints and add their visual images of a day at the canteen or a day at the sandpit and that sort of thing. So I think it's a very good example of saying, well, we can get the kids over there to the technology, but let's make sure that we still take certain steps towards the foundations of I guess your traditional literary practices, but still nonetheless they'll be around for a long time, so they're still just as important. What else did I want to say? My personal experience was in terms of technology in school. Primary school we didn't have computers, full stop. High school we had one computer room with about 12 computers, and we might have used them for once a week typing lessons. That was what we used our computers for pretty much. So going into my last teaching rounds, the kids had 7 computers set up, switched on all the time and always on the internet. And I went in there thinking, wow, what a fantastic luxury these kids have.